ET Stomp, and a Puck. Like, they have an amazing team for a defending Morphling. And plus, Venge Spirit synergizes really well with the hero. They can't get Drow, and they have an ET, so he's going to punch extremely hard.
I agree a lot with the Morphling. It could be really beautiful here. And of course, Luna not that amazing when Viper gets picked out by the enemy team, because that spit just, you know, you can maybe Manta dodge it once, but when Aghanim's on the Viper, you can't really do much about it when he uses it next time and you have your long cooldown Manta. And Virtus.Pro draft reminds me a lot about 4ASC's type of draft.
Very similar. Yeah.
Their Brew and Viper is, I guess, the only thing that's a little bit different, because Valix would usually play whichever of those two heroes, but it is extremely similar.
I think this actually makes their draft stronger than what 4ASC had, because their draft was very all-in-ish, right?
Yeah.
Like, if they didn't have an amazing mid-game, they just auto-lose. Whereas I feel like Virtus.Pro still haven't picked their core. They have a guaranteed initiation with the Brew. They have really good supports that can be either aggressive or defensive, and they have a very solid, stable mid. So, with all that being said, I would actually say this is a more well-rounded version of what 4ASC had, and I actually like it quite a bit better.
Virtus.Pro were kind of ready for the Vengeful Spirit antics as well at the start of the game. That was really cute last game.
Oh, the Storm Spirit gets brought in again. Ooh, very nice. We saw Tinkerino play it, and now EG are going to use it as well.
Well, I guess Necrolite might be off the cards now.
It's one of those heroes that actually just gives you the reach that you want to be able to catch heroes like Viper and Brew. And I kind of feel like this is going to be a safe lane Storm. I don't really see any reason to put it mid against Viper. It just seems like
a waste of the hero.
The Orchid rushing safe lane.
It's not a waste of the hero. It's more like you're putting yourself in a position where you're not supposed to win your lane. Like, and Storm benefits amazingly well from having a, like, Orchid timing is everything about that hero. Like, if you get 12, 13 minute Orchid treads, your game impact is through the roof. But if it's like 15 or 16 minutes, even like that difference is really huge.
Yeah, and some games we saw him have like 22-minute Orchid where the enemy will have BKB ready on, and you just can't do that
yesterday,
much.
Actually.
Exactly.
But the Storm Spirit won that game.
This game is going to be a lot about initiation, because EG, if they get the jump, look at how amazingly well they can punish the enemy. Puck, Tide, and Storm. But for Virtus.Pro, if the Brewmaster goes in first, maybe they can turn it around. BZZ gonna be a Bristleback this game. I'm scared of playing Bristleback against that much minus armor.
Do you ever play Bristleback in the safe lane and feel you're not really doing as much as you should? Like, do you feel like safe lane Bristleback is as good as, like, say, a dual offlane or an offlane Bristleback?
Well, I think Wagga actually brought a point the other day, not yesterday obviously, but the day before, is some heroes have a timing where they peak.
Yeah.
And I think Bristleback and Viper kind of peak at around the same time, and so does Brewmaster. So it's like one of those lineups where, think of it as like a timing attack from StarCraft, right? Like, you hit like 20 minutes and all three of your cores are suddenly really dangerous, and you have a blink initiation, and it's like, oh, well, maybe we just end up losing a ton of team fights because of this. I mean, sure, minus armor is kind of scary, but you're going to have Brew for control, you're going to have fissures for peeling and things like that. Brew is, or Bristle's still really tanky, right?
Yeah.
Like, even with minus armor. And if he gets like early Crimson and he gets even a little bit of armor, it's going to be really hard to take him down. So I feel as though VP is looking for kind of this 25 to 30 minute timing to be able to just absolutely crush 5-man engagements.
What's the logic behind the Bristleback pick? Is it just so he can survive the initiation from Storm Spirit? Like when I look at their heroes, they seem very mobile and hard to kind of lock down, you know?
Well, you have to commit a lot to kill a Bristle, right? At pretty much any stage in the game. So if a Storm gets solo, or a solo initiation on a Bristle, if he even has Orchid, it's still giving plenty of time for anybody to TP react. So I think that a Storm jumping on a Bristle is something that you don't often want to do unless you are really far ahead in item progression. And Jotum really does not want PP to get that reach
for the attack,
but he can just attack it. So,
so
an eye is real. But I think VP's lineup is still a bit risky. I think maybe picking something that had a little bit more late game potential, obviously, would have been safer, but hey, they turned last game in a big way, so I can't doubt them now.
They actually played Viper as a solo core. Do you remember that game, Wagga?
Yes.
And they nearly won the game. It was actually really close.
Yeah, that is true. And a point is to be made about VP and their draft being similar to 4ASC. The difference, of course, is, you know, you can compare this to the game where 4ASC had Bristleback, Viper, but a Lycan instead of the Brewmaster. So they lost the well-roundedness, whereas VP, they have the initiation, enough to deal, you know, to give the space for Viper and Bristleback to go in and then deal the damage. So I think teamfights could work out for VP, But EG, if they get the initiation, they just can't manhandle VP, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, if you catch out Shaker, for example, I think he's actually one of the higher priority heroes on the team because you don't really want to jump a Bristle, and Viper is just going to get like fissured for and things like that. So if you can take away like the one stun on VP, I think it's going to be
so
quite
aggressive.
easy for them.
Yeah. Or even Skywrath would be a decent target as well, but it's obviously very hard to go on anything else if you don't go on Earth Shaker, because killing like Brewmaster when there's a fissure to save him is going to be very difficult. Bottom lane taking a lot of damage to the tower here as they try to go in and kill Universe.
Yeah, he almost dropped though. He's actually going to be forced to go all the way back to base, which
Look at this wave.
it's kind of a bummer at this stage.
This wave bottom is huge.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's just an ode to how hard they dove him, right?
Exactly, yeah.
so Rune is about to spawn. Both teams going to check it a little bit. Skywrath on bottom, and top we see Elder Titan as well as the Menfill. Jottam not going to be able to secure this one.
Them bounty runes are like the best thing ever for sports. It's like, it actually is ridiculous. Like.
It's really good.
It kind of encourages you to actually remain active as opposed
Yeah,
to just
just
like
sitting
sitting
in
in
the
the
jungle.
static laning phase. So yeah, I like it as well. Smoke here actually, but it was under awards, so looks like VP are pretty aware of
Jottam
what's
might
going
be
on.
a bit out of position though for this one.
He might just want to reveal it, to be honest. Like, he's just sitting here like, please run into me with your smoke. I will happily take it. And as long as he sits around here, I don't see any way that G is gonna die. G has 2 points in corrosive skin. He's so tanky even, so this is not gonna work.
Oh, they actually...
Oh,
nice
beautiful.
vision.
Jottam is actually a monster on Air Shaker. Like, he is really, really good at that hero.
It seems
Yes.
like there's a lot of support players lately who are just really good Earth Shakers. You know, Jerax, Jottam, maybe it's just people whose names start with J.
Yeah, when you're born, you get like a crash course. It's like, okay, this is
There's
Air
Earth
Shaker.
Shaker. Learn him, live him.
There will be a game in about 10 years. It'll be called Dota 2. You'll be good at it.
Maybe longer than 10 years. Oh no, never mind. I know what you mean. You were right. Yeah. Okay. I thought you said something else.
All right. So nice little pull here by VP's off laner, pulling into the big. So Sidoi gonna farm a little bit under his own tower. Always a nice thing to do as an off laner. It does help up EG though to just farm the camp as well. So it's never a win on the off lane, I guess. Whatever
Yeah.
you do, you're always gonna be falling behind a little bit to the safe lane, but that's how it goes.
Who do you think is controlling their safe lane better? Like when I look at Universe, he's level 3.5, and then Sidoi is level 3 as well. But the way they've been getting experience has been kind of different. Like the Universe got experience because they dove him, and the creeps kind of pulled into the tower.
It's also the fact that ES has not been around mid at all.
Yeah.
So it's 2 heroes against Tide bottom. And in that regard, I think VP are doing a very good job, considering how Bristleback is not even that good against Tide to begin with. They're doing a really good job controlling that lane. And Brewmaster is fighting against what is pretty much a tri lane.
Yeah, I would actually agree that in terms of lane control, I think that VP are actually doing a little bit of a better job. I mean, both offlaners are eventually going to get EXP no matter what.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that Tide in general is a harder hero to zone, and I think that EG's lane in itself doesn't really have high kill potential, whereas anything with a Skywrath and a Bristle has extremely high kill potential.
Okay, can we talk about how sad Fear is?
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to talk about how sad
He's
he is.
6-1, and the Viper's 29-11, so he's pretty sad.
On the very first creep wave, G went up on the high ground at the start.
Sidoi could be dropping here at the top lane. Fissure actually going to land on 2. He's going to get a clap off once he's trying to run this away. Oh, no, wait, did he clap?
Yeah,
Might
he did.
have-
Yeah, Magic Wand is your best friend. Clap and walk away,
Yeah.
and be just fine. And yeah, it is tough life against a Viper. To be honest, Puck does not fare very well against him, and there's also been the help of ES.
Yeah, the constant fear of Jottam just kind of walking around. You're not even doing anything, just showing face.
It was a big thing that they dove in under a tower to deny all those last hits.
Yeah.
Because that's so long ago, and he's only been able to get 8 last hits in 5 minutes on mid lane, which is extremely long.
Inverse, TP.
Get out of jail free card against that lane.
Yeah, I love the, like, not necessarily awareness, but just the fact that you can carry TPs against those types of compositions, because oftentimes, like, people will forget it. Like, it'll slip your mind and you give away 1 kill, and that's it. Then all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
it's
lane
game
is
over,
just, it just goes to crap, so.
Especially against Bristleback. Like, wait, the second he hits level 6, it's going to be a lot harder for Universe, I think, because Bristleback just, like, the damage is insane from that ultimate.
Yeah. I mean, the one benefit, actually, is VP only have one disable outside of Bruce Split, so carrying TPs is pretty much going to be a must on EG all the time. And it's really good for Storm, because it really only has to worry about the Sky Silence. Sometimes you might, like, ball into a fissure or something, but that's not really going to kill you. It's really all about the Sky. And it kind of makes it so you have easy targets to go on. Like the ES and the Sky are the only two real heroes that are going to be disruptive to your playstyle. So it makes it very easy to find openings for RTZ. I feel like his impact in this game could be very high.
One Elder Titan as well can scout with the Spirit and like look out for the Earthshaker and that kind of stuff with the Spirit. So it'll clear up a bit of space. They've good synergies, them heroes.
That is true. Elder Titan pretty low level though. He's level 3 right now. Obviously Earthshaker is level 2 only, but I feel somehow that ES with his Fissure doesn't need levels at all. Like he can catch up later on. All he needs to do is secure that Viper is winning mid really hard, and then they can maybe free up a lane for the ES. He's also stacking during this time, so it's not like he's not being productive.
Yeah.
I just think that VP need to acknowledge the fact that their draft is meant to win at a very specific point in the game, and that they need to itemize around that as well. And it's pretty obvious too, since BZZ is going Vanguard, like that item is meant to end the game, right? Like you don't buy a Vanguard to continue farming. You really want to just go completely ham with it.
Could be an Athos. So
that could be an Atos as well, that's true.
And Vanguard is a very good item when the enemy has plenty of minus armor. Like, sure, you're not going to have the armor, but at least the block is always going to be there.
Yeah.
And obviously, I expect him to build some armor items after this as well. We'll see. Probably just upgrading it into Crimson Guard straight away.
Was it Kuroki that was doing that for Secret? Like, he'll safe lane Bristleback and just, like, rush Crimson Guard and they just go.
This item is so good. It's like, Sador, gonna get both your top lane right into his stomp. He's gonna eat one more remnant. That's Fissure coming out onto RTZ. He is level 6. He's actually gonna commit a ball to this. Uses the Soul Ring, gets one more auto attack off, and that's gonna be your first blood.
750 first blood, but of course, trying to get away here should be fine. The TP's a little bit too late from BZZ. Maybe they could have TP'd sooner and turned that around. But EG secured the first blood. Elder Titan gonna be happy with that.
Is Universe gonna get mana boots here? Or do you straight rush Blink Dagger?
Like, a lot of people prefer Naked Blink, which I think is probably the choice in this game, because against the Brew and the Sky, like if you can get a silence on them, it makes your Storm's life easy, right? Like he just goes ham if those heroes are dead. So I feel like Naked Blink is probably the choice here. There's gonna be a coil on G, ball in middle lane. They're just gonna go for the kill here. Fissure,
yeah, he's still gonna die. So the power of Storm.
Oh my god, I'd say Fear is so happy right now. He's like, finally, the snake is dead.
Yeah, and the DD rune helped him out a lot there as well, so rune control, always important.
I think there's kind of something to say for what Fear's actual role is in the game. I think that getting a blink on him is obviously important, but that's really all he needs, because his team has enough damage to supplement him at pretty much every stage, and you're going to see a stomp here miss and bottom lane, but I don't really think he needed to win his lane. I just think he needed to get experience.
Yeah, that is true. And you don't expect to win against Viper with many lineups, because Viper is such a strong laner, and his one purpose is really to win lane really hard and transition into some 5-man push or something like that. Yeah, the stack is going down in Bristleback.
Easy.
Plenty of more last. Max level 12.
So he's actually going to be dying here. Wow, is he actually going to commit to PPD? He's only got 1 point in the poison attack. His slow is really not that good.
He can barely even walk him down. I mean, you can't kill that.
He has to TP home.
All right, well, I guess that space created, right? Just made two heroes just run away.
Yeah, G, not afraid of anything.
So he's going for that mechanism on Viper.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think with Treads, it's not too bad if you switch when you're using left, but he does have a really, really low mana pool.
Yeah, he's only got like 500 or something like that. I mean, you really want the point booster. That's what starts making the build ideal, because the typical transition is like right into Ags. And I think once he gets that, it's not so bad. And I'm pretty sure they'll have at least one pair of Arcane Boots on their team, so I don't think he'll suffer too badly for it.
Yeah, speaking of the Arcane Boots, on the Tidehunter, he did go for the Arcane Boots. And I think it's sort of like this. If you're winning your lane pretty hard, or if you're getting more farm than you should, then going Arcane Boots is fine. But normally, in a game like this, I would probably just get the Blink Dagger first.
I think that in a way, EG are kind of expecting VP to start 5-manning. So if the other team is sieging you, having a Blink Dagger is good for initiation, but I think you'll still be able to find decent Ravages without it.
Yeah, Storm Spear clearing up a 3 camp stack in the jungle as well. They stack so much, EG, for their for their carries. Like.
Efficiency, man. I mean, really, their supports couldn't find a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 11 minutes in. There's only been 3 kills, right? And one of them was a super aggressive dive. So, and that way, it's like if we're not doing anything else, we might as well stack because we have what 2 or 3 heroes that can kill stacks quite easily.
Yeah.
Just gold in the bank, man.
Yeah. So Brewmaster is being given bottom lane right now, and that's really important to this Brew lineup of VP. Because if they don't get the Blink Dagger soon, they cannot make the transition that you want them to do. And because they're going to hit their timing right, but if they don't make something happen before 20-minute mark, then their strategy is not going to play out well.
I think the fear is if Storm Spear comes online before the Blink Dagger comes out on the Brewmaster, then it's like a world of pain.
He's already been doing a good job. 87 last hits, 11 minutes in, and 2 ganks. This is really well done. Haven't died a single time as well.
So efficient as well with the Soul Ring. You can
Oh, that's a Fisher block.
Yeah, this is not good. Zai not having a great time right now.
Sure.
nice dance.
VP getting on the board with their first kill.
That was a really awkward position to be in, to be honest. I mean, they don't even have vision, like, anywhere up there. The only word they have is bottom. So.
I'm not sure what he was looking to find there, because they were not really going to dive the tower or anything like that.
So, okay, he has a bottle. Makes sense. Are they going to do Roche?
No, it's just a gank, I expect. Roshan is not that easy, even without using Minecraft.
Okay, Arteezy's actually going for Bloodstone.
Straight Bloodstone.
Yeah, he's not going for Orchid.
Maybe you think... I'm confused.
Maybe he's just relying on the fact that since Fear's going to get a quicker blink. Oh, PPD. He wants to try to get a swap here. Nice defensive fissure from Jottam. It's actually going to keep G alive.
Well, TP was cancelled? They could maybe fight here, but they saw the TP get cancelled and still they want to back out.
Well, they don't have any initiators, and they know Tide 6, so it's like, if we walk uphill, we don't really have much vision past the initial hill.
Yeah, I meant for EG. They could have
okay.
They had a DD on Storm, and they saw that, I believe it was Skyrash cancelling his TP. So I think maybe they could have gone in. But gonna play it safe, go into the enemy jungle here and try to steal. PPD hiding again. Look at him liking his little spots.
Yeah.
PPD has watched free-to-play, man. He's staying in all the
number
trees.
1 juke spot, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody gets juked by that spot. Now no one will because PPD's standing there.
Thank you, PPD.
Yes.
Wait to
Now I will die every single
You
time.
have ruined it for everyone, yeah.
We had something beautiful.
There's like a secret like cult of people that did not push. We all had meetings on Thursdays.
You gotta like make it a point now when you stream to not use like the juke spots that you really like, just so people don't figure them out.
Sure. But if I only play when I stream, what's the point, Danny?
Universe, like just ninjas a Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
I think he actually beat Fear to blink, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he formed it really fast. Ancients are a big part of why he got this.
Fear has this.
Yeah, Fear has this.
Yeah,
So-
but he pretty much farmed his mana boots and blink in the time that Fear only... Or, I mean... I was thinking about Sedoy. Sedoy is still farming his blink.
But the thing is now that EG actually have all the tools they need. And instead of like relying on the Orchid Silence to be able to kill heroes like Brew, they're just going to have Puck Initiate. And once Fear gets overtime, that's like the big point where your silence is maxed and Yo is just gone. Wrong place, wrong time, my friend.
All kinds of dead. Man, sharing the shower there a little bit.
Arteezy actually has this Bloodstone very soon. Like, when you get Bloodstone, it's a lot of pressure on your teammates to set up the gank for you, I think, like to protect you.
But they can do it so well. They have double blink initiation and a storm.
So they just like push mid as 5 and just go ham. Is that it?
I guess so.
Strength is also, obviously, you can keep diving for so long. A lot of TPs now. The timing is now, says VP, going up to the top lane. We can hear the players start talking louder. Players intensifying, man.
BZZ's actually opting to go for, I guess, a hood instead of finishing the Crimson. I think the Crimson is almost always a better item if you like over just like a plain hood. If you want to buy a pipe, that's a little bit different. But maybe if pipe is necessary. Yeah, casual cloak could be as well.
Yeah, casual cloak into Crimson, and I will still agree with it. Else, I'm totally with you on the Crimson Guard being more worth.
Like, what's the Crimson Guard actually protecting you against? Just a like.
Just in general, like,
At 15 minutes in, yeah, auto attacks are a substantial portion of your damage output, and looks like Zaya's going to end up getting caught here inside of the woods. Meantime, they actually managed to find a kill on Yul in middle lane.
Yeah,
so
they just jumped him. He was
could be
running
a
down
1-for-1. His team's coming though. I think he's dead.
Yeah, still, he should be able to just blink out here as well, so no one got killed the Brewmaster. A little bit of a one-for-one support trade going down.
But when I think about Crimson Guard, I think about like illusion heroes, like heroes with like AoE, like gyrocopter, that kind of stuff. I think it's the best against them kind of heroes. Whereas like Storm Spirit is mostly like magical damage, even though he does right click a little bit as well.
Well, it's just not only is it good
Dire's
in
top
5-man
tower
engagements, but
is
it's
under
a
attack.
good high ground item, right?
Yeah,
Like it
okay.
blocks tower shots as well. So when you're trying to go high ground, Bristle is one of those heroes that probably for 25, 30 minutes,
Dire's
he's
middle tower
BZZ.
is under
actually a
attack.
really good tower tanker. And yeah,
Just being careful. It also doesn't cost any mana at all, which is
Yep.
a very nice thing. And it's really cost effective. Gives you a little bit of armor, so I think it's a good item. He's diving so hard here.
he did.
He dead. Like, G dead.
They're both dead. Oh, no, Jono's over there. He's got a Fisher. Silence actually onto Arteezy as well. Can G actually get a bonus kill here? Looks like that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
And
So dead that even Fisher cannot
Dire's
save you
middle
there.
tower is under attack.
Bloodstone is still not on Arteezy though, so he does buy it right now. So at
Yeah.
least he didn't feed any blood to Arteezy. Decent.
Is that what happens when you die with it?
Yeah.
You give them your blood.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why.
hopefully this won't be a Sudoku stone like Sing Sing's stone on Timbersaw yesterday. We just saw it like go down to one charge
Yeah.
immediately. It was sad times at Handy.
Well, the Bloodstone still gives you more mana regen than an Orchid would. So you can
Dire's
still
middle
farm
tower
very
is under
efficiently with the item, even if you're not getting like charges on the Bloodstone. And if you do, it's just icing on the cake. And the first time you die, you get quite a bit off of your resurrection timer. So
The downside is if you do die like twice after getting it, then it becomes
It's
a
crap.
pretty
Yeah.
useless item.
Yeah.
It gives you pretty much no regen. I mean, 200% sure, but the charges are really necessary.
It actually makes me kind of angry when I die with Bloodstone before I get a kill.
Oh, same.
It's like, what is the point of
Dire's
buying this
middle
item?
tower is under attack.
Well, it gives you so much HP as well. So this 1500 HP and 1100 mana pool storm is, you know, you can argue both ways. Obviously, Orchid is better in some cases, and against the Brewmaster, I would almost.
It's gonna go down.
Yeah, things going down here. The setups, the smokes, the movement. Both teams smoked.
oh, they're actually gonna.
it's
Oh my
so
god,
Got a
they're
DD.
so close to each other.
Gotta do.
Don't talk too loud. They might know.
There's a fucking helicopter
Spooky.
monkey flying about the place.
What
Dire's
what do you want?
bottom
Game.
tower is
Oh,
under
mercy.
attack.
Oh,
no, it's dead. I hate
Has
that
been
courier.
killed.
Kill it.
it's kind of mean.
I feel like there's a personal vendetta against the courier in
No,
a video
there
game.
is. There
Well,
is.
what did the courier do to you?
Dude, people are hating on a skateboard and not addressing the fact that
Oh, I do want to know that there's actually no Viper here, and there's going to be a Ravage on top of Sadoa. He might be able to get the split off still. No, the puck silence is too quick.
Can they get more? Trying to jump after really big jump to get. Did it keep going?
Well, that stomp is going to stop G from killing Arteezy, which is pretty much the only
Radiant's
saving grace, I
middle
think,
tower
of
is
that
under
fight,
attack.
if they could have managed to make it happen. But they're still going to continue to push the
Dire's
tower.
structures are
There's no coil. Arteezy's pretty much out of mana.
He's behind them though. There might be a call here.
G, he's going to be the one who's out of position. He gets silenced, though. They're going to try to turn it around and kill PPD before G goes down, but G will indeed go down. Question is who gets the kill, and it's actually going to be Arteezy himself. So there's some Bloodstone charges that we definitely wanted to see.
yeah. He has 11 now.
Plenty of charges. PPD sacrificial role there as well, going behind, trapping the enemy, and getting all the hate on him. Like, okay.
Take me now.
Well,
I think he actually got a Bloodstone charge from PPD. Like his body was just absorbed into the
Get in the box.
that's pretty much how it works. Get in the box. I like it. So he might go back for another Soul Ring now, and I expect that is what he's gonna do. This is not gonna be an Orchid, because this Orchid would be way too late. But getting
Yeah.
a Soul Ring after having Bloodstone is really good. You already have the
If
HP
you
regen.
Dire's
drop the
bottom
Bloodstone, you get
tower is
such a large percentage of mana.
Drop up
Radiant's middle
using.
tower is under attack.
I think they need to fix that, to be honest.
No. It's a big part of Dota. You can't fix that. That's like
efficiency,
massive.
man. You need it.
Massive efficiency. My efficiency, Shane.
Brutal efficiency.
Okay, so there's the added benefit of when you're playing like a bounty hunter or something like that, and you steal someone's like boots or
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
So there's a
You have
benefit
to
to it,
have
which
the
is kind
chance
of cool.
of taking it. But
It's
when I
such
play
a small
Techie,
chance, though.
when I play Techie, I keep my Soul Ring until I have gear cap.
Dire's
Then you drop all your
structures
items,
are
use Soul
fortified.
Ring, and realize you got 500 mana
Dire's
from it.
middle tower is under
My
attack.
efficiency.
Okay.
Well, Middle
Dire's
Tower actually going to
middle
be given away for
tower
free here.
has fallen.
EG not willing to contest. They didn't have Ravage or anything like that. But,
VP is scary to fight against right now. With their mech finished.
but are they really that
Radiant's
scary?
bottom
Because, I
tower
mean,
is
the
under
last team
attack.
fight, G wasn't there at the beginning, sure, but
They were very split up in the last team fight and in weird positions. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, this build
Radiant's
from
top
BZC
tower
is
is under
something
attack.
we've seen on Bristleback previously, and
That's a
I
lot.
like it. The movement speed is really key, because positioning is everything for Bristleback in the fight. Sometimes you don't punch that much, but you still want to get your quills from, you know, get them in deep so everyone can get hit by them.
Yeah.
And the punch dasher can help you with that.
He's going to get some trouble here. Eats a puck silence. The way it comes in, he is not silenced. It actually gets a split off, but unfortunately, BZZ going to die before much happens. PPD going to be one return kill so far. Arteezy almost out of mana, getting it thrown up in the air. He's actually going to get quite a good mana from this, but no, the Skyrad silence comes in, and the Mystic Flare. Arteezy so close to going down, eventually does drop. Not able to suicide Jottam, throwing out the Echo Slam, but he doesn't actually get the Aftershock stun on it, so Fear's going to be able to phase shift and blink away. Sadoy chasing now, Fissure to follow it up. Fear probably going to be dropping here in just a second. The Ravage comes out, hits on two, or three, excuse me. They're actually going to get 2 rebuttal kills here. Universe now in some trouble. Here comes Zai from the back. Arteezy is back in the fight as well. G going to eat a pull here. Universe ends up dropping. Universe, or excuse me, Fear. I thought Universe was still playing puck for some reason. Fear actually phase shifted when he orbed to make sure that he didn't get corrosive
That was
skin
really
and not
good.
die.
Yeah, that was
sick.
really keey, because he would have died to
Yeah,
it.
100%.
I was
It was an
actually
awesome
looking
fight.
towards it.
The Bloodstone coming in huge there. It was like,
He was up
Arteezy
really
just
fast.
respawned instantly. I think he had a 9-second death timer or something.
Yeah, and you also lose
Radiant's
no
bottom
gold
tower
pretty much,
is
so
under
that's
attack.
really amazing. They're gonna get a tower here in the
Radiant's
end, but
bottom tower
BP
has fallen.
just man fighting against them there in that.
He's going for the Orchid,
The
actually.
thing is, normally I would say like fights like that, I wouldn't be too distraught if I were VP. But like VP doesn't have a hard carry, right? They're building all mid-game items on mid-game heroes.
Yeah.
And the Storm has a Bloodstone and is working his way towards Orchid, which is
Radiant's
still kind of a
bottom
mid-game
tower
item, but at the
is
very
under
least,
attack.
Storm makes a really good late-game transition. I would say
Does.
he's actually one of the scariest heroes late-game, just because of his pure mobility and the capability of like jumping on anyone that he wants at any point in time. Plus, he's an amazing Aegis carrier.
Yeah.
So we know EG love to get like 17 Roshans a game.
Yeah, I mean, late game you can jump pretty much from the fountain towards the river. You can get even past the river depending on what items you reach. So Storm is a scary hero as he can always catch you. And
Can't escape.
they cannot escape, Shane. No escape.
He has his
Viper has opted to go BKB, by the way.
Yeah. I think against any team with Tidehunter, getting BKB is like one of the most important things on your course.
Yeah, that's true. The multiple BKB is probably gonna be the build. Sidoy probably, his Ogre Club is also a BKB. Maybe he hasn't decided yet, and that's why he's keeping the gold. Sometimes you can buy the club first and be like, okay, maybe Aghanims, maybe BKB will
Yeah.
be, depending on how it goes.
I think that's what he did.
Yeah. Oh, mid VP want to go here. It's gonna be.
Oh no.
Just Sadoy blinked
He has
really far
Jewel.
forward. Actually just opts to go straight in for the split. Here comes the Earth Splitter, and the silence actually on his eye as well. He's just gonna have dying here. Not much he can do.
Commitment was real though. I mean, you get one support and you use your split. You can't fight after this, so you might
Radiant's
not be
top
able to
tower
take
is
the tier
under
2.
Yeah, I think they realized that and they're like, okay, we're out.
Radiant's
Ravage is up
structures
very
are
soon. They did
fortified.
catch out Arteezy, but it looks like they want to try to back up with Universe chasing. He's going to get a contested shot. He really wants to catch somebody. Orca going to be going out onto Jottam. Arteezy's there as well. They end
Radiant's
up
top
picking him off,
tower
no big
has
deal.
been denied.
Viper TV top, and as soon as Universe saw that, he called it and like, go, go, go mid, guys. And you could hear it from the players, the aggression. That's why Universe just charged in.
Do you think it's a mistake to like immediately show yourself like after you back up? Because it is a dead giveaway that the other team has chosen not to fight. So do you think sometimes it would be better to just TP and like not show yourself for like 5 or 10 seconds so your team's safe in retreats?
He wanted to TP and save a tier 1 tower. It was going down.
Yeah.
So
Well, he got the deny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess in that sense it's okay
Radiant's
Trading away
middle
your
tower
teammate
is under
for-
attack.
for a deny. Yeah. I
It's
mean,
only an
it's
air check,
technically worth money to deny
Yeah.
over like losing a teammate.
But there's a value you mentioned on getting Bloodstone
Radiant's
charges onto the
middle
Storm
tower
and
has
getting
been
efficiency
denied.
by finding kills. He gets so high levels as well. He's just playing with the region.
So
not casting it.
when you go this kind of build on Bristleback, this Sanjin Yasha kind of casual cloak thing, like it says to me like we need to go now or else we're kind of screwed.
Well, that's what the hero composition was
Yeah.
meant to do. So you build items to peak at the point that you want to be, like 25, 30 minutes in. Like this is the time where I feel like VP's lineup should be at its strongest, more or less.
But they're
I
losing
mean,
fights.
Yeah, but they're losing fights, which is why it's distressing, because they are showing that they want to fight, but every time they try to take an engagement, they end up losing a little bit more than EG do.
Yeah.
So every time trades go in EG's favor, like, I mean, look at Universe. He's working his way towards Refresher. He's almost got Oblivion Staff, and the Perseverance is already done.
He's
So
so
I think it's
farmed.
pretty clear that the complexion of the game is like going towards EG. No real doubt about it.
Times are hard, man. And he went back for Vladimir's on the Brewmaster, which could be really a good choice because they're against an Elder Titan and they have a 10 armor Viper. They also have an 8 armor, or 9 now, on Bristleback on their innate armor. So this is going to help them tank up a little bit because you've seen how fast Bristleback dies.
Even with his casual play now.
Yeah, he just disappears.
I don't know how he wears all this armor. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, does he put the cloak on over the plate mail?
I mean, look at his head. Look at how he...
Oh yeah, he's actually wearing the cloak in his set for us. That's very nice of him.
Radiant's bottom
I think you
tower
actually
is
just
under
start
attack.
putting
how he
stuff
does it.
on each of your quills on your back. You just use them as ornaments, you know, just carry them around like that. He's like a Christmas tree.
Christmas decorations, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Christmas time with Bristleback. Very nice.
All the kids like trying to put stars on his head.
I actually almost think that Bristleback would benefit very well from a BKB here. I mean, it's kind of hard to justify buying BKB and Bristleback, but in reality, that's the item that you buy when you want to take like really big engagements and win them. And if VP want to go high ground and end the game, then I feel like BKB is almost a necessity for him.
Yeah, BKB next item would be decent. And he has 2,200 gold, so decent.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to smoke up here. No one farming any side lane here. Is EG gonna catch on to this?
PPD's in a nice spot.
PPD seems to know about it, just by the way he stands on this high ground. It's like, he will beat them first. And now I'm probably gonna check Roshan soon.
Spider sense. It's tingling.
Oh, it didn't tingle the right way. I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is gonna get a risk.
Man, they gotta know something's up though, because top lane is pushing in so
Everyone's
far.
careful, but they don't understand it from
Roshan
Roshan.
has fallen to the Radiant.
Alright, well,
BZZ with the Aegis.
Yeah, EG called Roche as he died, so they had no clue until then. And
It's kind of cool being able to hear them, isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
I love being this close to the players. It's really nice. And BKB on Viper is a 10-second timing now as well. So they have the weapons, Rascal, but can they do it?
they have the technology.
They do.
This is when you're like, okay, I'm a checker. I have 1.4k gold. Please just let me last hit creeps, and then
DD.
yeah, DD Puck is watching this, and he's
This
like,
is scary.
come on, air
no,
checker. Don't do it, John. Oh no, please, my blink, my blink. Have mercy.
Panic. Sheer panic. I mean, it's too tempting, right? Like
Yeah,
when you
it really
see a creep
is,
wave
yeah.
like that, and you're like, oh man, I'm like so close.
Yeah.
Every Dota player has done that. They've said like, I really shouldn't farm this, but man, I want to farm this.
It tastes so good.
Yeah, but just dying sets you back pretty much an entire quick wave of farm as well. So you gotta think about the risk and the reward. Like, do some poker approach to it. Like, what do
Radiant's
I
bottom
get?
tower
would
is
farm
under
again.
attack.
All in.
Worth.
All in.
Oh, it's the
Story?
I
Wants
think
to farm
he
as
just
well.
wants a few creeps.
Yeah, they have Bristleback, but can they actually catch a Yule's Blink Puck? I don't think so.
Yeah, most likely not.
Unless you make a massive error.
Yeah, him and Slark like the two hardest heroes to kill in the game period.
I think Puck is probably harder than Slack.
Yeah. Well, Slark normally comes with more items, so that kind of makes it harder. And Slark is often extending a little bit more to get a kill as well, so he puts himself in harm's way, whereas a Puck will just control you. But yeah, Puck should be a little bit harder, I guess. But the two of them, I mean, they're hard to kill, but they're also two of the heroes with the high skill cap, I think, in terms of how well you can actually play them, like knowing your
I would
limits.
agree with that. I think Puck's actually harder than Slark.
Maybe. Well,
I think Slark is one of
Radiant's
those
top
heroes
tower
that
is under attack.
if you just know how to time your Dark Pact and Shadow Dance, you're already like a good enough Slark. And sure, there's obviously a higher skill cap than just that, but those are like the two major things, whereas Puck, there's like so many things that you
You
can
could do the bare essentials on Slack a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh, Sadoi going for a clap here. Phase
Misses.
shift though from Fear. Doesn't get it off.
Old Man Fear with the fast fingers. Gonna dodge it.
Like, look at Zai's items. Like, where does he get them? I don't.
He's a magician.
Zai is actually a confirmed magician when it comes to that.
But he drops it.
You know what it reminds me
He
of?
has 81 last hits, so I think
Rules
that's
into a stomp your
that's
middle
part of
lane.
it.
They want to follow this though. Fear throwing out an orb. Okay, they definitely can. They don't have the damage. But he reminds me really of like what EGM used to do on Alliance. Like he just has farm as like a position 4. Arteezy going to be forced to use his haster in here just to walk away.
I think he's pretty happy with
The item progression from BZZ is going to be an Assault Cuirass, which I think is pretty much in the same spirit of game ending, right? Like that's a really good high ground item.
Yeah, but they also finished up a Vlad's and an AC within the last like 7 minutes. So now they have that peak where they got +10 armor. That's not going to be removed by Zai. And
Radiant's
this is
top
really a
tower
good
is
timing
under attack.
for VP, but the side lanes, PPD casually right-clicking along with the Arteezy as he's pushing.
Look at Fierce items. He finished the Hex.
Yeah. He's
Dire's
actually
middle
pretty
tower
massive
is
considering
under
the start he had.
He's 6-0 and 0.
Like
Or
he had
6-0,
what,
6.
8
Radiant's top
CS
tower
when the
is under
when the
attack.
Viper had 40.
Yeah,
Radiant
I think 5 minutes in
structures
he had
are
6
fortified.
CS, which is like ridiculously low for mid.
What a beast!
Yeah, really
Dire's
amazing
structures
recovery.
are fortified.
Well played by Fear.
Dire's middle tower
I think it's like
is
the
under
exact
attack.
opposite of game number 1,
Pressure
actually.
as well. They're hurt on tight.
Dire's middle
Just
tower
standing here.
has fallen.
Well, the thing is, have they seen it? That's my question.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like they
look at
haven't.
him. He's like,
He wants it
They,
so
they will
bad. They're
see it.
going
They
for the
will
pincer.
feel it.
Yeah, they're going
Does
for
he
the
force
pincer
it?
right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Can
VP
Arteezy
always
find one?
playing as a unit, though.
Yeah. Look at the positioning here, VP.
oh, Jotham's at it again though. He's like, got him.
They see he's gone. They immediately jump. John just gets evaporated.
Yeah, 1.8k gold.
It's going to be a Linken's build by Arteezy as well in the Storm. I think it's a fair call against Skyrat and so on.
I think
mean,
it's, yeah.
BKB would be okay, but against Viper and BB, it doesn't
Yeah.
do much.
I think
they do,
it's,
do have Snot. They do have like the arcane bolts. They are slow moving, I guess. So it takes a while to actually.
they're actually
pop.
pretty good guns.
Yeah.
Like the main thing you want to block is the silence, and that is instantaneous. So you can just. Oh, what I missed all over the place.
It's not proc the Link immediately though, but it's still.
So going across BKB, Arteezy going to throw a pull on a BZZ. I think they just want to run here. They've used quite a bit of mana. At the very least, they want to wait out Sadoy's BKB and maybe try to go for a Ravage, but looks like they just want to try to run it out. Sadoy actually cancelled his ulti. Maybe could have gotten a courier kill there, but decides not to.
Yeah, and even Zai just walking away, casually goes up there first. That throws down the ulti. Like, don't follow me. Oh, behind the lines is Arteezy. Jotham again. Jotham is never
what's
getting a
he on
blink.
now? He's at 1.8. He's at 1.8.
Coil on 2. Here's some Universe. Really nice BKB timing from G. Universe throws out the second Ravage. They're going to end up getting at least one out of that one so far. BZZ being chased down as well, but Universe ends up trading its own life. BZZ going to be dropping here soon as well. It's a triple for Arteezy. Force that forward. Mules onto G. There's no more BKB for him, and there should be another kill coming out from the side of EG. Can he get more overload auto attacks? Wow, he's actually tankier than I thought. Just going to be able to, I guess, flutter it off.
Yeah, a lot of boys just walking
boys.
away, but I mean he did work with the BKB timing there. G fought really well, but his team just disappeared, and a lot of it is Arteezy finding that kill behind the enemy lines, just picking off the ES immediately.
Yeah, you need the air shaker standing back to kind of just, okay, that's enough of that team fight for a while.
Yeah, and this also sets back the ES not only by blink tagger timing, but he's level 9. And even if he has a blink now, level 1 ulti is not going to deal that much damage.
Yeah.
So I think VP are in a lot of struggle right now.
When I was watching G play yesterday, he was playing Doombringer, and he had a BKB against Tidehunter, and he always BKB before the Rabbit 12, like nearly always. He's so good at that.
Yeah.
Quick fingers.
Yeah, one finger just resting on the BKB pretty much
Exactly.
is what you want to have.
It's so dangerous to do though, because yeah, like I've accidentally pressed it so many times.
That's true. But it's because you use blue switches. You can't rest your fingers on stuff. I talked to you about this.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I told you, resting fingers on hotkeys with blue switches.
Dangerous work.
Yeah,
man.
that is dangerous play. I'm all about them red switches, man.
I think it might change.
Yeah, blue are addictive though.
They're so nice. They feel great.
They feel amazing.
Yeah.
So, back in the game now, DD rune on Storm. This is just danger all over the place. And he even has an extra ultimate orb coming out. Really getting all the orbs.
That Hex.
Yeah. What a dangerous Storm, really.
Oh no, don't run away from your
Super
career.
long jump and catching Yol.
Oh.
The Shrine Ward. Getting it. And he didn't even use more than half his mana to get that.
It's ridiculous. Look at his regen. 51.
It actually looks like he has a regen.
Yeah, it does.
The biggest problem right now for VP is that they have no way to really safely de-push. Like they have to send like 3 or 4 heroes to a lane just to be able to push it out. They can't have any hero solo right now.
Yeah.
And since that's the case, like Storm, he loves these situations, right? Like anytime he sees a solo hero, it's like, oh, you're just dead. We can't really do anything.
When the air checker gets his pink dagger, maybe he can like sit behind people in lane. Like that's I guess the only option they have.
Yeah, but that's still, I feel like game losing, right? Like
Yeah.
when you have to have people do that just to be able to hit creeps, like in the early game it's okay because you're not really getting a whole heck of a lot of anything else anyway. But now at this stage, it's like, We wanted our blink really bad. Now things are just, it's 35 minutes in.
Well, he will get the blink on ES at least. He only needs.
He's been this close before.
Right before. Yeah, but this time RTC, I guess RTC could potentially jump all the way down there. He's very close to committing to this.
He's definitely doing it.
He wants to. There are 2 heroes behind this.
Oh my god.
They're going to be able to actually
Yeah,
kill him here.
He does it last second.
That was
Radiant's
very
bottom tower
close.
has fallen.
He was. I really like my 17 charges,
Yeah,
but I guess I have to.
Living life on the edge.
So,
He denied the blink once again.
Jottam, literally in tears.
Actually crying by now. A single tear.
At least this time his death gave something, right?
True, yeah.
I mean, even though they didn't
A
actually get the
suicide.
kill.
That's a good trade, to be honest. Like, just getting rid of some charges
Yeah.
on the Storm.
Well,
But-
it takes away from lane pressure is the biggest thing. Like, EG are being very proactive about like making sure that at the very least middle and bottom are consistently pushed, so Roshan is a lot easier. And then they just put RTZ top because he has the highest mobility, so we can transition from farming woods to
this
pushing
one
lane to
ward-
killing.
This one ward by Radiant is very good because it sees Storm very quickly, and this
Yeah.
is the position he has jumped from repeatedly. He has this X snowball. This is the scariest Storm I've seen in quite some time.
Oh, Fear's got his Aghanims as well.
Yeah, everyone is starting to look dangerous on the side of EG. Even Tidehunter with a Mystic Staff now.
So EG actually have the Venge swap for the Aghanims Ubi on poke. So they always have a guaranteed 4 stun.
That's a really nice thing. Even some 4 stack by Tide could potentially
Yeah,
push
but
them.
if they're BKB,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Guaranteed stun.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's a nice little.
Roshan has fallen to the damage.
All right, well, Roshan going the way of EG, and RTZ is going to be the recipient of the Aegis, and like I was mentioning before, pretty much, in my opinion, best Aegis carrier in Dota. Like,
Oh,
yeah, definitely, because he
Far
uses all his health and all his mana. Like, there's very few
Yeah.
heroes that can do it so quickly.
Dear God, if he sees anyone at this stage, I think he will just go and like commit to killing one and then respawning.
You think he goes Shivas next?
Nah, they're gonna have a Shivas by Tide
go
anyway. The
BKB
travels
and just go
are
harm.
probably pretty worth having.
Travels, good.
Travels are nice because then you can join your team no matter where they are, and you
Well,
can
he
farm.
can nearly do that now.
Yeah, I guess. but joining with full mana ready
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, there's a power about that. Viper has his team behind him here, walking up the top. Are we gonna see a clash building up by EG and VP?
Did he just like ball by him and like not see him?
No, he didn't. He was-
You don't
he was
really
close.
want to initiate him in front there.
Oh, maybe
Well,
they
they're gonna
want to,
find
though.
him. Lincoln's actually doing some work there. Prevented the Skyrest silence.
Five
That's
ma-
always going to be the first spell. Like, it's very hard to throw Arcane Orb and then Silence without him already jumping
Well, he can
away.
Yules, but that's still hard too, right?
They
Yeah.
have Drunken Haze as well, which isn't too bad.
It's still projectile speed though, right?
But
Like,
all Storm needs... Yeah, but it procs when you click it.
Exactly, yeah. So
But-
all you have to do is click it on.
All Storm really needs, though, is the little bit of time that Lincoln gives him to react and say, okay, I'm gonna jump. You know? And it's a better item overall than VP, I think.
Because of the mana
Because of the style he plays, yeah, mana regen.
and also health as well.
Looking around for kills.
It's just like my mana's full.
Boy, he's manning up here. He really wants to win. He could be gonna throw the stun in the BZZ. Split's gonna come out here.
What a good
Ulti from
stun.
long distance coming out from G. First splitter gonna be used here. Universe goes in
Yeah,
for a
this
ravage,
timing.
but the BKB's already used. He refreshes, but he gets thrown up in the air. He's not gonna be able to ravage again. Coil comes out. That is an agonist coil, by the way. Jottam echoing on it here. They want to do it as much as they can. Arteezy in the middle of his team fight. Second ravage coming in from Universe. This one getting on two. Sadoy now out of the split. G actually gonna be dropping as well. No one on the side of EG has died yet, and Sadoy is gonna be joining the rest of his team
Seems like
in the
a
grave.
clean
and
win all
BZZ
over.
is just race carring as fast as he can
Yeah,
away
but
from EG.
so is Zai chasing after him.
This is the space create right now. This is
Oh, God.
get him as
Now
far
you
away
wait.
from your side of the map as you can before you die.
Sit still.
Alright, it didn't work out that well.
Okay.
Dear God. Yeah, that was a clean 5-man wipe. And all the blood is now
And
back.
G did it again though. He like perfectly timed his BKB.
He's amazing at that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he
he's
never
amazing.
fails. And that was even Tide blinking very close to the Viper. He still has the speed to react.
I think that might have been a bit overzealous. They either use buybacks for this. He might end up going down again. The
really
Skyrack
tanky, though.
is going to be down here. He's still running away quite fast. I want you so bad. Arteezy falling in. Gets
Still has Aegis.
He still has Aegis. He's gonna commit to John as well, killing him. And now G is in a weird spot. All alone here, chasing after PPD.
Oh, nice BKB again.
He BKBs, but he doesn't really have a way of getting out of here, I don't think. Arteezy's just biding his time. He's got 74 mana
kill.
regen right now. Oh, PPD.
But that's a double dieback from both the BB and Viper, so this should really spell at least one Rax. Yeah, this is gonna be a hard position for VP.
Okay, so this, we can agree is an unthrowable lead.
Nothing is unthrowable.
Well, we're talking over 30,000 experience, over 25,000.
6.82.
But if you think about how much experience they've gained,
Okay,
GG.
okay.
There we go.
I tried.
You tried, but I think VP tried as well, as they were thinking quite a while before saying GG there, but they realized it's just simply too much, and this time they're gonna tap out. So
I mean, I actually like the draft quite a bit more, even though I would say that in both games, well, maybe the first game, I feel like EG actually just had a better draft.